everyone. Thank you for watching Another Day in the Car. I'm JuleZ, and today I'm going to be talking a little bit more about Orson and Orin. Orson's 3 and Orin is 4. They were reported missing on December 21st by their adoptive parents. They had been adopted in April of 2019. Prior to that, their adoptive parents were their foster parents, and the boys had been in their custody since sometime in 2018 after spending time in a prior foster home. And the West family consists of the 2 parents, the 2 boys who are missing, and 4 other boys who are a bit older, staggering in age, and none of them are as old as teenagers, though. They're all young boys. Anyway, first point I wanted to make is regarding the reward for finding the boys. There is currently a $25,000 reward for finding the boys. The business owner that put up $20,000 of it put that in through their 2 companies, which are Preferred Towing and Greenstone Dispensary. And that owner offered the $20,000 for finding the boys. It's not dependent on a conviction. Most recently, another $5,000 was put up by Murphy's Pool and Spas in Palmdale. And also, the city manager of California City says that the mayor and council are in full support of offering another reward, and that amount will be determined by a council vote on Thursday. Speaking of finding the little guys, other crews that have been really getting out there in order to try to find these guys are AV Watchmen, United We Stand, and AV News Crew. And they both have some really good videos, and I'm going to link those in the description below. Then, watching the AV Watchmen also, I was able to find out that he went and talked to a neighbor who had security cameras that are faced towards the West home, and they were able to see that on December 19th, the Wests and 4 kids left the house, got into the van, and went somewhere. I think maybe they said that the family had gone Christmas shopping, but I don't know for sure what was going on with that. And I really encourage you to watch the video and make your own interpretation of what's happening there. I wasn't able really to tell who all got in the van or determine what ages the kids were that got in the van. I was able to count, though, and saw that there were only 6 people in the van. 2 were unaccounted for. The same neighbor also had security footage from December 21st, which is the day that the family, the mom and dad, reported these little guys missing. And there was a point in time where the dad seemed to be just standing in the front yard. And then I went and looked again at the interview, but this time I watched a couple times the full interview, which I'm also going to link, with the parents. And I was paying more particular attention to body language and to what they were saying, the way they were saying it, and they were in defensive mode, but it could have been in reaction to the crowd. And, I heard sounds in the voices which almost sounded like guilt, but it could just be guilt about the children being missing, even if they didn't have anything to do with the children being missing. It's really difficult to tell what's going on in there, and I feel horrible for them if they didn't have anything to do with it and their kids are missing and they're hurting. And I did note that they are in that video saying that they wish they could go into the houses and be sure that the kids aren't in somebody else's house. I do worry about that being a possibility, that the kids are in somebody's house someplace around there, because of the fact that there are a few offenders in the area. There are just so many different possibilities of what could have happened in this case. The chief of police, John Walker, stated back on the 29th, and he has not made a new statement, the parents are not currently suspects. He said there was no proof of how the kids got out of the yard. That made me go back again, looking at the parents' interview and comparing everything they were being asked, at what point they called the police, and I noticed that they never gave an exact time. They said that they called the police when they stopped searching. The dad said it was getting dark and he knew he needed help to find the kids, so he called the police. So that made me go back to the video of December 21st and what was going on there. We did see him get in the van, drive away, and come back, and I'm not sure whether it's really showing that he's not being truthful about it. I'm not sure. I'd have to compare the times some more, and hopefully you guys will too, and let me know what you think. But also, it turns out that there is a camera on the outside of their house in the window and is looking out into that side yard that has the gates. So I would think that if anything was going on over there, they would have seen it on their camera. And just kind of puzzled by the wording of some of the stuff. For example, I am not clear on whether the older kids were at the house at the time of the little ones going missing. There was some curious wording on the part of the parents when they're talking about what happened. The older kids were on a vacation to grandma's house, and the little ones were too little and they were keeping them there. They were keeping them close. But if the older ones weren't there, why did he say that we decided to put the youngest outside to play with chalk? Because if the others weren't there, it wouldn't be a case of putting the youngest out. It would just be putting the kids outside, because that would mean they were the only kids there. I don't know. There's a lot of questions in my head with that. And you're seeing the drone footage and not seeing any toys on the back patio and not seeing any sign of chalk. It's just really, really confusing. Tell me what you think and let me know your theories on this. Thank you for watching Another Day in the Car with JuleZ.